So, when someone graduates from school, it kind of leaves everybody else behind wondering what exactly they ended up doing, whether that's teachers, friends, fellow students. They all kind of wonder exactly what happened with them. Well, today, on the new installment of Where Are They Now, we're going to ask some questions and kind of find out where they went. Basically, what is Where Are They Now? It is a series of where we ask past EWG alumni what they're doing these days. So I, Dylan Hartel, Matthew McCullough, and then also Donald Gardner, we're going to be asking Sam McCullough some questions. Basically, she's an alumni that graduated back in 2021 and is currently working as a special education teacher. She still lives in the community, so she's pretty close by, and she's just going to answer some questions for us. And then at the end of the interview, she also has a message for our current seniors.
What did you do immediately after high school?
Immediately after high school, I went to college. I am currently a senior at Salve Regina University studying elementary education and special education.
What inspired you to enter your field of work?
There were definitely a couple of things that inspired me to go into the education field. When I was younger, I had a friend with disabilities who I loved dearly, and I still am very close with them. And it was important for me to be the voice that my teacher was for that student.
Oh, so basically you wanted to make sure that like people who were who had the certain special needs had the same treatment that your friend did. That's actually very nice.
Yeah, as well as like I had some incredible teachers throughout the years, especially those at EWG. So I wanted to do something like they did for me.
Nice. Okay, if this profession did not work out, what did you have in mind for like your alternative?
There was never really a backup option. I had always really wanted to be a teacher of some kind or work with kids of some kind. Especially when I got to college, I think I had some idea of being like a speech pathologist or something like that.
So you were like, okay, this is exactly what I want to do. I want to help people out.
Absolutely. It's always been in like the education field with like working with kids.
Nice. Okay. Outside of your job, are you involved in any groups?
I am currently the president of Best Buddies at Salve's campus. I've been involved with Best Buddies since I was at EWG. I was the president there for 2 years. I'm also involved in the Sigma Phi Sigma Honor Society as well as the Student Educators Association on the campus.
What are some hobbies or interests other than this?
I definitely love to read. I'm a pretty big reader as of right now. I also love to go line dancing. It's my favorite.
I would know that because every Friday, her and my brother, every Friday, I'm like,
yes,
oh,
that is probably my favorite hobby at the moment, is being able to go out and go line dancing.
What was your experience like at EWG?
I really enjoyed my time at EWG. I moved to EWG when I was in 5th grade, so coming in, I really loved the amount of opportunity I had between joining sports that I didn't necessarily know how to play, or broadening my experiences with things like theater, Best Buddies, things like that. So I really liked my experience there, and I knew I had a good support team behind me between my teachers and other faculty, and I just loved the community that was there.
Is there anything you missed about EWG?
Kind of like I was saying, I definitely missed the community. I feel like because EWG is so small,
everyone just knows each other.
Absolutely, and like whenever anything happens, like everyone rallies behind each other. And it's just a really good, like, close-knit community, which I really enjoy, which I really miss being a part, being a full part of that, like, especially at school and things like that.
I'm assuming you also enjoyed the graduation event, because unlike other places, like, we're here for 3 hours, while we're here like, okay, it's been 45 minutes, we're done. What was your biggest achievement when you were at EWG?
Ooh, That's a tough one. I think the one that comes to mind would be getting my teacher's assistant certification through the child development pathway. I felt like that was a very time-taking thing. It took because it took 3 years to go through that pathway.
I heard that. I heard that those entire pathways are just insane. I don't think I would have had the fortitude to get through them.
Yeah, so I think being able to go through that pathway and gain that teaching experience, especially in the second child development class of where we taught a preschool, I think going through that experience and then at the end actually getting like a paraprofessional certification was a very big deal to me.
What do you think is the biggest difference between being a student and being a teacher?
I think that, at least for me, especially because I'm very new to being on the other side of the education field, that the biggest difference for me is that the job is never done. I feel like as a student, you can finish an assignment and close your computer and you don't have to really think about it anymore.
So it's that whole thing of the student thinks, oh, I'm so overworked, but the teacher is like, oh, honey, you don't even know it.
Yeah,
you don't even know.
There's so much else that goes behind it, and you have to be 5 steps ahead of where you actually are, and there's just the job is genuinely never done.
It's chaotic, isn't it? Is there anything you would like to say about post-high school life to any seniors watching this?
I would definitely say a couple things. I would say that it's okay not to know exactly where you're going to end up after high school. I would say that it is okay to change your mind, and that you have to do what is best for you and what you think is going to be the most successful path for you, and that may not look exactly like you thought it would.
Yeah, and also I'm assuming, it's good to make sure or to realize when you're stressed out and to not bring yourself away from the situation, but to step away just for a moment to breathe.
Yes, absolutely. Like, you need to take it one day at a time, and understand that the path that you're on is ever changing, and you truly don't know what opportunity is going to come next. You definitely have to take it day by day.
As we can see, Samantha McCullough is doing an amazing job as a graduated member of our school. She's the president of a branch of the Best Buddies and is doing her best to balance the chaotic work life of a teacher. She is an amazing graduate of our school, and it is clear that she is going to do great things. We'd like to leave you guys all with one message, and also like to thank her so much for spending her time to do this interview with us. But the message is that it's really important to be able to handle the cards that you've been dealt and to use them to your advantage to pave your future. And we believe that every student here can do great things with their life.